Hey guys, so what is up? RedPandaMining here. How you guys all doing? Hope you're all doing really well and having a really great day. In this video, I'm going to be testing out this Nvidia CMP 90HX, alright? And this is pretty much an RTX 3080, non-LHR RTX 3080. So I'm going to be seeing the hash rates and also the efficiency that we can achieve on this card. So we'll be seeing how much power it'll take at the wall just by itself, and so that's going to be really fun. We will be testing out Ethereum, Ravencoin, Flux, Ergo on this GPU, and a few other coins as well. And of course, I will have a link down below to the Google Doc where I will have the hash rates there in case you guys are interested in seeing it that way. But also, thank you to RedPandaMining for sponsoring me and sending me this GPU to play around with and get the hash rates for you all. RedPandaMining reached out to me and said, Red Panda, we love what you do. And they also like helping people get into professional GPU mining. And so they are a authorized reseller of the CMP line cards, and specifically this 90HX, okay, CMP 90HX. So if you guys are interested, feel free to check them out, link down below. They said they have allocation for these about 3,000 to 4,000 units per month, and lead time is about 6 to 8 weeks from now, as of this video release. And if you are an enterprise user or a bulk user, feel free to email them. You will also get a discount if you order multiple of these Nvidia CMP 90HXs. Okay guys, so thank you LabradorMining.com. Guys, let's get started. This thing, it looks pretty cool. I don't know if you guys noticed earlier, it said don't touch on the fans, and of course you guys know me, I had to flick the fans. So, and one thing I just wanted to show is actually the back. Let's go to the back. So you guys notice the dual 8 pins, all right, for power. So that's pretty standard, but this has 5 PCAPs and 1 MLCC chip. So what I'm thinking of is that this GPU should get pretty good efficiency because it has the PCAPs here. I noticed 3080s, which had all 6 MLCC chips, take a lot more power. So we will see at the wall here. Anyways, let's not waste any time, my friends. I'm gonna put this on my little ITX test bench, and it's gonna be on a GPUrisers.com riser by itself, as well as 2 8-pins, which are gonna be coming out of the parallel miner breakout board here. Alright guys, so let me get this all set up. We're gonna mine it within Windows, and I'll show you guys the Ethereum hash rate in 1 sec. Be right back. Okay, here's the GPU all installed, as you guys can see, and it's simply plugged into my ITX motherboard test bench here, and we are mining Ethereum right now. So let's look at this. Actually, I've been mining it for about 8 hours. I'm mining to unminable on Ethash, but I'm actually mining Shiba Inu just for fun. So anyways, we're getting 97.42 mega hash, and at the power consumption in the software, 220 watts. So that is really good. And look at this. This is the power consumption at the wall. So if the software showed 220 and it shows 246 here, that is because I think the inefficiency of my 1200 watt HP server PSU here is drawing that extra 20 watts or so, 26 watts, because this power supply is actually 100% efficient at 50% load, and it's definitely not at 50% load right now. And this is just the ITX motherboard and the processor, everything by itself. 17 watts, so that's pretty low. And okay, anyways guys, yeah, this is the Ethereum hash rate, and I have done a bunch of other testing here, but just to show you guys the existing overclocks, we're using the absolute core clock of 1290, M clock 1150, fan 70. Alright, so I tried to go to 1300 core clock, but it would freeze and only get me to about 79 mega hash. And so this was the peak that I could go. If I tried to go lower, like 1250, 1100, 1150, then I would get lower hash rate, like 95, 94, 89, anything below that. So 1290 seemed to be the golden number for me. That is why we can achieve this number at 220 watts. Now, some of you may be asking, Red Panda, how come you can't get 100 mega hash? And I can, on this GPU, I can, but then we're going to be using a lot more power, all right? So using these clocks over here, okay, without the absolute core clock, I was able to achieve that extra 2 mega hash, but it didn't make sense in terms of a hash per watt percentage metric. So yeah, it looks like this efficiency that I just showed you guys, we are a lot better in terms of versus the other overclock settings that I tried here. And the memory, I was only able to go up to about 1300, maybe 1290 on the memory. And so anything after that, I noticed that the hash rate would be much lower, like 78 or 79 or something. So that means that this GPU, in my opinion, the 90HX from the factory, all right, from Nvidia, where, you know, when they make these cards, is that it's already pre-tuned, because when I just mined with its stock settings here, just to show you guys, I did the stock number and it was already at 249 watts in the software, but we were getting about 89 to 90 mega hash already. And then if you look at these ones where I was able to get almost 100 mega hash, I only added the --m clock batch file command here, and that was it. So yeah, these CMP cards are already from the factory, already tuned, in my opinion. You just had to boost the memory. But overall, in my testing here, I'm gonna have to say the absolute core clock, even though we're getting less, a little bit less, like I'm talking about 1 or 2 mega hash, we're at 97.41. We are getting much efficient numbers using the absolute core clock at about 220 watts in the software. So that's pretty good. That's really awesome. Okay, guys, that's enough about Ethereum. You guys understand the mythology of how I tested this card. I think it's pretty good, pretty efficient, obviously using absolute core clock. All right, so let me test out Ravencoin now. Okay, here is the Ravencoin hash rate on the 90HX. And I forgot to mention that the CMP 90HX here has memory pads on the backplate. So that's pretty awesome. I don't know if you guys noticed the memory temperatures, but man, they are incredibly low. And I did record them on the Ethereum hash rate ones as well. I forgot to talk about that. But yeah, the memory temps were a little bit higher when we're mining Ethereum, of course. But as you guys know, Ethereum is memory intensive rather than core. And then on Ravencoin here, yeah, the memory temperatures are a little bit lower, which is great. But you guys know, regular RTX 3080s or even 3090s with the GDDR6X memory, these temperatures can go up in the 90s, sometimes 100, and you have to change the thermal pads. So this, this 90HX from CMP 90HX from Labrador Mining, this is extremely good. You do not have to change the thermal pads, all right? So that is a cost you don't have to worry about. But you can see here, we're getting about 42 to 43 mega hash on Ravencoin. It jumps around a little bit, and this is the settings that is generally efficient. So I'm using Msi Afterburner. I thought I would use this just for as a test. So stock 100 power limit, plus 80 on the core, and then plus 800 on the memory. And I did try a bunch of T-Rex batch file commands as well. We generally got, you know, almost the same, but, you know, using the absolute core clock, we were only able to get about 39.2. So we were using the same settings as the Ethereum one, all right, the core lock at 1290, and the power consumption there was 237. But I think just running it at the stock, which you can see here the percentage, which was 0.01 better than stock. You can see what I did here. I just added these settings for a little bit more, just a little bit more oomph in it. So yeah, 43.38, yeah, like I said, it jumps around. So that's the hash rate for Ravencoin, 249, power consumption, 276 at the wall. Again, the inefficiency from the power supply is that extra 20 watts, I believe. And then I do have GPU Z here, Tech Power App GPU Z, and it shows the PCIe slot power, which is about 26 watts. We got the 8-pin PCIe 1 power, 104, roughly 105. And then the second one is 117, and I added all those numbers together and we got 249. All right, so that's pretty cool that we can see these numbers in GPU Z if you guys are using Windows as well. But man, look at the memory temperatures. This GPU stays really cool. It's got 3 fans. It's, yeah, the cooler on it is nice and thick, and yeah, it's got memory pads on the back and on the front as well. So yeah, really thick black thermal pads on the back plate. Alright guys, let me go ahead and get Ergo up here real quick, and we'll do some other ones real quick as well. Okay, so my friends, here is the Ergo hash rate that I'm able to achieve, roughly about 222 to 225 using Msi Afterburner. So I'm using 75 power limit, plus 100 core, plus 1000, and 70% on the fan. And I'm using T-Rex miner for mining Ergo, and this is what I'm getting, 187 watts in the software. You can see the memory temperature is extremely low. As you guys know, Ergo runs pretty low anyway. And power at the wall, it says 208. Alright, so yeah, wow, this is extremely good. This CMP 90HX is really good on Ergo. One thing though, and mind you, I did test out like a bunch of different settings for Ergo. You guys can see it in the hash rate sheet. But ultimately, looking at the core clock here, I was going to do the absolute core clock, which is actually the most efficient, but at 196 megahash versus the 225 that we are getting. At the power consumption though, the ratio, which is most efficient, is using absolute core clock, but again, we're getting 196. I'd rather just, you know, max it out, get 225. So our efficiency dropped maybe a good 12%. Which is quite a lot. So depending on what your strategy is, if, you know, electrical cost is not that big of a concern for you and you're going for efficiency, then yeah, you're gonna use absolute core clock on this GPU. And yeah, you can see the power consumption difference was about a good 40 watts or so, 187 versus 148 if I was using absolute core clock. But yeah, we're using the Msi Afterburner settings here, and yeah, I tested a bunch of different levels here, and ultimately I came to conclude that 75% power limit was the sweet spot for this 90HX for Ergo at about 225, 223 megahash, which is actually amazing. And comparing it to other GPUs, yeah, this is really efficient. This is a really efficient GPU. All right, my friends. So I also, yeah, I tested a bunch of other algorithms already. And yeah, I tested Conflux, I tested Firo, Cortex, Aeon, Beam, Bitcoin Gold, Eternity, and Veil, which I did only stock. But yeah, these coins, they're not as profitable as mining Ethereum. Actually, I can verify with that to you all right now on what to mine. So I inputted the hash rates that I could achieve on this card, and yeah, of course Ethereum mining is going to be at the top, of course, and yeah, at about $7.55 if you had free electric, or $7.03 at 10 cents kilowatt hour. That's what I did here for this 90HX. All right, my friends, so I think that's it for this video. I don't want to drag it on too long, so thank you again to Labrador Mining for sending me this 90HX. Guys, if you are looking to buy these CMP 90HXs, feel free, go check out their site. I'll have a link down below. I'm going to say this GPU is going to be great for those that want to mine long term and also want to do it in a professional setting in like maybe server cases. That's one thing I want to touch on, is that, you know, these will be probably really good in server case mining rigs. Like, don't get me wrong, I'm pretty sure these are going to be great on open air rigs as well, because again, from the factory, these already have the nice 3mm, looks like 3mm thermal pads on the back. All right, so that's going to help a lot in terms of the memory temperatures for the GDDR6X memory. So that was, I guess, one of the big things versus, you know, the existing 3080s or even 3090s. You can see here we have not had any thermal throttling issues where I live, and it's decently warm where I am. I wish I had a thermometer here, but yeah, this card actually stays pretty cool, and that's going to be really good for those that are going to mine. And yeah, I think this GPU will be good for long term, but everyone has a different strategy. But anyways, thank you all for watching. Let me know your thoughts, and I will see you all in the next video. If there is another coin that you guys want me to test out that is not on the hash rate sheet, I will do my best to update that. And again, link down below to this list here so you guys can check it out. This list also has a bunch of other hash rates here for other cards, so you guys can go check that out as well in the same list. Alright, my friends, thanks for watching. Have a good one, and peace out.